Yo, what's up guys, it's me Jake here, and we're going to be doing another manga collection video because I got a lot of stuff from my last one, and I reorganized, so I kind of want to show you guys what it looks like, and yeah, let's just get straight into this. So to start off this manga collection, I actually don't even have manga first. I actually have a graphic novel first, and that's Saga. I got this for free from my homie East Coast Manga when I bought some manga off him. I'm sorry East, I'll read it soon, but I have yet to read that. Next up, I have volumes 1 and 2 of Ping Pong, which I got in my last manga haul, and I've read 3/4 of the way through the volume 1. And I don't really know. I like it, but I don't think it's the masterpiece everyone really says it is. I think it's good, but not really amazing, because there's some things that I wish they handled way better, but they didn't handle that good at all. So it really annoys me and irks me on how they dealt with some games in the first volume. I'm hoping that changes in volume 2, but since this is only a 2-volume series, yes, these are omnibuses. I don't have my expectations high for the games getting better because they don't have much time to show out the games. So yeah, I get what they did, but I don't really like how they really portrayed the games. Next up, an amazing manga, parts 1, 2, and 4 of Jojo's. I don't have part 3 hardcovers yet. I really do want them, but I don't have them yet. I've read through part 1 physically. I've yet to read through part 2 or 4 physically. I've only watched the anime up till, well, I'm up to date on the anime. I've watched all 5 parts, but I really want to get more. I cannot wait for part 5 to come out in hardcovers, and I just really want part 3. I'll be very honest. I really want part 3, so yeah, I have it ordered on Right Stuff from a while ago. It just had like 1 volume out of stock the whole time, so it's been really annoying, and I've just been waiting. But yeah, love JoJo's, amazing series, and part 4 is amazing, and part 5 is amazing. So hopefully they do what I want for part 5 and put like, if you know like the Nimbus clouds from Dragon Ball, they put like gold Nimbus clouds and then a white background for the spines, because it would just look cool. But yeah, next up, manga I don't really like too much, Venus in the Blind Spot by Junji Ito. I really only am keeping this because it looks nice. I don't really think it's that great of a volume. I'm not really a big horror manga guy, but when it came to this, it looked really good, so I bought it, and in the end, it didn't really matter, and it just fell flat like almost every Junji Ito work I've read. So I'm sorry if you're a Junji Ito fan. I'm not really a big fan of his stories, but enjoyment's subjective, so I can see why people like it. Next up, a better series, Message to Adolf. I've actually not finished Message to Adolf. I've only read 3/4 of the way through the first volume. Same as Ping Pong, so sorry about that. Something just happened, but basically I've only read 3/4 of this volume. And I think it's really good from what I've read, but I need to read more. It's just something like Osamu Tezuka works I can read a little bit of, and then I'll come back to 6 months later, and I'll read another 2 chapters, and then I'll come back 6 months later. It's just how every Osamu Tezuka works for me. And I don't know how I feel about that. I definitely need to read more of that, and everyone tells me the ending of this volume is amazing, and this volume is just insane. So I'm probably going to get onto that at one point, because everyone just tells me to read it, so yeah. Next up, I have 1 through 7 of Vinland Saga, and I've only read to where the anime ends, which is around halfway through book 4. But that's because I want to catch up and get all the other volumes, because I know once I read on, I'm going to just want to binge through it, and I'm going to get to volume 7 and be like, wow, I need to get it now. So I'm just going to wait and buy them now and just read it when I get them, because I really like the first 4 volumes. I love Vinland Saga. It's an amazing series with amazing artwork and just looks amazing. So definitely would suggest it to a seinen fan, but I need more, so I'm waiting for more. Next up, Prison School. Now, from the first collection, I still have not gotten some more Prison School of 6 through 10. I am still waiting to get it, but I'm not yet right. This is going to be so annoying. I've yet to read this one as well because I don't have 6 through 10, but I did watch the anime, and the anime was pretty dang good, so I can't wait to read this, because it was amazing from what I've remembered. It was just so funny. But yeah, I need more. Sadly, I just got my order canceled off Right Stuff, so yeah. Rip me, but what can I do about that? Next up, Dog Ningen. Oh my god, this is so good. It's one of the funniest things out there, in my opinion. I definitely suggest this to someone who has more of adult humor. You can get it on Amazon, and it is just such a funny volume. It really is like an American kind of style of One Punch Man, and by that I even mean like the webcomic, because the art, I'll also admit, isn't that great, but the story and the comedy is just so funny. I definitely think it's amazing. I definitely think you should definitely try it out and pick it up. Also, the pages, I don't know if you guys can tell, They're like gray and it looks really cool. But yeah, definitely suggest Dog Ningen. Moving on, we're gonna have today's menu at the Mia family. Denpa, I love you for printing some Shuzo Oshimi works, but please, please, please release this faster. I mean, it's only 5 volumes, and you're releasing the 4th one in like July, and the last one came out like last year in like 2020 or 2019. So please just finish it. It's only 5 volumes. I'm not trying to roast you here, but please. I loved the series. It's a cooking spin-off of the Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works cast, and it's just so wholesome and so fun. I definitely suggest it to like anyone who likes Fate and just wants a little bit more of a chilled out vibe, because this is just such a fun series with the same cast, and the artwork's not bad, the story's funny, and I just like cooking stuff, so even though I'm terrible at cooking, I like reading about some cooking things, and this is definitely a good one. Next up is something you guys probably have not really seen much in many people's collections, Young Mushi Pedal, but this is the Loot Crate exclusive volume 1, so it isn't a 2-in-1, it is a regular single. And the only difference between this and the regular volume 1 for English is it has silver wording and it is just a normal single, but I just recently read this. My god, it was really fun. I definitely think that this is a different kind of sports manga, as it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's just super fun to go about it and just read it, because it's just so funny, and the jokes in it just kind of just make you laugh. And the main character of Sakamichi, I'm just gonna say that because I took 30 attempts on his other, like the first name, and it just didn't work out. But he's just so funny, and why he's good at cycling is just funny as hell. So yeah, moving on, something you guys will probably know. I have 1 through 15 of Danmachi, sorry, Lego Man, and volumes 1 and 2 of Familia Chronicle, well, episode of Liu and episode of Freya. I've read up to volume 5 of the light novels, which is around a little bit past season 1, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is the beginning of season 2. Yeah, I think this is the beginning of season 2. And I really love Danmachi. If you don't know, I rank it super highly as my favorite anime because it's the first anime I ever watched, and without Danmachi, I wouldn't have this manga collection or be even as big into manga and anime as I am. So I have really big nostalgia, and these light novels are just really fun to read. So yeah, I love Danmachi, definitely suggest it to people, and if you want more story, episode of Liu and episode of Freya are really good as well. I definitely like both of them a lot. So, moving on, Blade the Immortal. I need more. I'm missing half the series, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, so I have the 2 rare volumes. Even though 4 just came back in stock, I have most of it. Well, technically half, so I'm going to be getting 3 more volumes soon in the mail. But I'm just waiting on that, and then I just need volumes 9 and volume 5, and I will have all the omnibuses for Blade of the Immortal, so I cannot wait to read it. I read volume 1, the omnibus one, and I liked it, but I didn't know how I fully felt about it, but from what I hear, it just gets better, so I'm going to just continue reading it, and even if I don't like it, probably keep it in my collection, because it's just cool to have, and it looks really nice, so definitely want to read more of Blade of the Immortal. Now, another thing, I've been way too busy to read, because I have been reading a lot, and that is All You Need Is Kill. Once I stop reading things with people, I'm going to be reading All You Need Is Kill, because I'm reading like 6 series with other people, so this is kind of hard for me to read, but I will say I cannot wait to read this. Anything that Obata draws, it just looks beautiful, and it just looks really nice, so I can't wait to read it, and I've heard mixed things from my friends, but I want to have my own opinion on it, and yeah. Now, moving on, my first and only Inio Asano work inside my whole collection, Solanin. Now, I want to get Pun Pun. I don't know when I'm going to get Pun Pun, but at one point I will. And I've read a little bit of Solanin and really liked it, but I felt like I have to be in a mood to read it. Now, I hope you guys know, the beginning of my collection, I didn't really read too much, but as we go on, I've read more and more of it. So this is just me just saying, like, I haven't read a lot of these things, but like the rest I've read a lot of, so just a warning, just a warning. Most of my SEGs I've read, but these few I haven't. Next up, Blue Flag. Oh my god, I love Blue Flag. I need to get Volume 5, and I think Volume 6 is out. I've been kind of lacking with Blue Flag, even though I love it a lot. It's my favorite romance, but it is so good. The kind of like love square that's going on, and all the characters in it are really, really, really great, and I just love it. So definitely suggest Blue Flag to anyone. Now, I've heard the ending is kind of meh from people, so it's kind of sad to hear, but just because of how good the start is and even the middle, I definitely suggest Blue Flag to people. Moving on, Witch Hat Atelier. Now, I don't see many people talk about Witch Hat. Now, I'm missing 2 volumes in 6 and 7, but I have a lot I have to catch up on, and I have not yet caught up on which Hat Atelier with 6 and 7, but I really enjoyed it from what I've read. Really amazing art, and the world is really great. I love this world. It's just super interesting, and the characters are just super interesting as well, so definitely highly suggested. And yeah, I'm going to try to find a panel that looks really nice, because like most of these panels look really good. Yeah, I just think this thing looks amazing, which is definitely an amazingly drawn series. Next up, Im Great Priestess Imhotep. Read the first 3 volumes, and I felt like it feels like it could hook me with more, but I don't know if I'm going to get more. It looks really nice. Like, the volumes look really clean, but I don't know. I didn't really love it too much, so I'm thinking about selling it, but I don't know yet. Next, Phantom Tales of the Night. This is one of the things that I've just been tempted to pick up because of the covers just looking so dang nice. These covers, mostly this one. Oh my god, these are so nice. I hear this is a very dark series. This and Solnin are probably... No, not this and Solnin. This and All You Need Is Skill, sorry. Probably be the next things I'll read after I go on these binges with people, so... Sorry if I've yet to read a lot of my SIGs, but I cannot wait to read that, and I hear it's really good. Next up, Ikagami. I felt like I really liked these first 2 volumes. I've read them. Really did enjoy them. I definitely need to get more, because I think it's only 10 volumes, and I only have the first 2. I did enjoy them a bit, so I can't wait to get more. The art's pretty decent. It's not like the, oh my god, best art in the world, but it's decent artwork, and the character designs are really interesting. And yeah, I really liked it, so I need to get more. And it really takes a good twist on the dystopian world kind of trope, so yeah. It's not like someone just trying to, oh, I'm going to destroy this dystopian world. He's a worker for it, so it's kind of interesting to see that. Next up, Sayonara Football. It's good, nothing else. I think Your Lie in April is just better. And I Can't Wait for School Frozen in Time, which is probably going to be better than this, but I only have 1 volume, so I can't say anything. I don't have volumes like 2 or anything like that, so yeah, I can't really say much. I didn't really like the first volume too much. I don't know if I'm going to collect the rest. But yeah, moving on, 20th Century Boys singles 1 through 16, 18, 20 to 22, and 21st Century Boys. So, if you don't notice, I'm just missing the 2 rare volumes of 17 and 19. So, yeah, I'm unlucky. But I did read this whole series on scans very early on when I didn't even have 1 physical volume in my collection. I went on a scans binge, and this is one of the first things I read. I loved it to death. 20th Century Boys is one of the best series ever written, and I think that it has the potential of being in my top 10. So yeah, I definitely suggest 20th Century Boys. I need to reread it at one point, then I can really assess if it's in my top 10 or not. So yeah, I definitely want to reread it soon though. Next up, Asadora. I didn't know how I felt about this first volume. First volume was good, nothing insane. It had a lot of character development in this, and like world building, but I don't know how I fully felt about it. The cover and spine looks really nice to me, and yeah, I think it has the potential of being really good, but I don't know how they're going to go about it. So yeah, I think it could be really good, but I don't know yet. But I will say most Naoki Urasawa works do start off pretty slow, so I kind of expected it not to be amazing from the start. So yeah. Next up, Rent a Girlfriend 1 through 3. This series is just straight up fun, even though Kazuya is literally one of the most annoying protagonists. It's just a fun series. That's all I really have to say about it. The series just goes on as a fun little ride of a harem, kinda, but Chizuru is definitely best girl by far. But yeah, I just don't like Kazuya much, so I'll probably be picking up more Rent a Girlfriend in the future just because how fun it is. Just have to tell Kazuya to stop. Now next up is a self-print that I got from a friend. It's Avant, Garde, Yumiko. It's one of Shuzo Oshimi's first works, and to be honest, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's very funny. It's definitely a more comedic style that Shuzo Oshimi doesn't really do anymore. And basically, it's about a girl who's obsessed with the male genitals, and like cripplingly obsessed, and it's just very funny. So I would definitely recommend reading this on like scans or something, because you can't really get it physically. But yeah, I definitely like this. Not as good as other Shuzo Oshimi works, of course, but as an early work, you can kind of see his foundations of what he does in his later works, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. And talking about Shuzo Oshimi, moving on, Happiness. Happiness was one of the best things I've read in 2021, as I just loved every volume. Even my least favorite volume, which I said is volume 6, I loved it. I think this is a solid 8.5. I think that it really deserves that rating, and the art for the series, like most Shuzo Oshimi works, is just amazing. Like, there's no panel where I say that, oh, that's a bad looking panel. It's just all straight heat panels. And here, this panel, amazing. This is an amazing panel. I just love Shuzo Oshimi, and this series is what got me into him. So yeah, I love this. And even talking about more Shuzo Oshimi, another one of my first Shuzo Oshimi works I've read, Inside Mari 1 and 2. Now I'm going to be trying to get more Inside Mari 2 because I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's as good as his bigger 3 works of Flowers of Evil Happiness or Blood in the Tracks, but I will say it's very enjoyable and very different from what Shuzo Oshimi usually writes, so I definitely cannot wait to get more, and I really did enjoy it. So yeah, I didn't like it as much. I think it's probably like an 8, maybe a 7.5, so yeah. Next up is No Gun's Life. Now, I like it, but from what I've heard, this guy, Juzo, is literally just a ripoff Kaiman, and I can see it. I've read up to volume 5 now, and yeah, from what I've heard of Kaiman, he just sounds like a ripoff Kaiman, which is kind of sad, but I definitely do think it's a decent series, and you can definitely tell it takes a lot of inspiration from Dorohedoro by the art style, by the character design, not really character design, but art style and the grittiness, and even the main character and the goal of the main character. So yeah, it definitely takes a lot of inspiration. That's not a bad thing. Definitely think it's a decent series, but you kind of have to be into like the whole sci-fi kind of steampunk setting. So yeah, if you're not really into that setting, you're probably not gonna like No Gun's Life. Moving on, a series I thoroughly love, Blue Period. I think this series is so unique when it comes to series that are currently serializing, and I just love it. I think every volume that comes out is going to be insane, mostly because volume 1 hooked me so much. I got like the day it came out because I've been wanting to get this since I think like last October or so, maybe even earlier, because it just looked interesting off the cover, and I just read the synopsis and I really enjoyed it, so I cannot wait to get more Blue Period. I know that they're getting a lot more volumes in their more recent months. I think we're getting 3 volumes by June, so I cannot wait to read more Blue Period because this series is just a fantastic ride with such a unique art style and such great characters, so definitely cannot wait for more, and I just can't wait to see where the story goes. So yeah, that's Blue Period Volume 1 and 2. Oh, I also have No Gun's Life Volumes 1 through 7. I'm missing Volume 8. I should have probably said that. But, yeah. Next up, To Your Eternity Volume 1. Well, for me, I've read A Silent Voice, and I didn't think this compared to A Silent Voice. But if you're going to talk to me about a good manga, To Your Eternity is definitely a good manga. Nothing more than amazing, but I think it definitely deserves to be called good because it really is it's pretty darn good. I will admit it. I mean, the art style is pretty darn good because I like Sound Voice. The characters are pretty interesting, and the whole synopsis of everything and like everything about it is just interesting. There's nothing else I have to say. And I really love this art. Looking back at it, this art style is really unique, and I really love it. Even though I've already read A Sound Voice, I love this a lot. So yeah, definitely would suggest To Your Eternity. And ooh-wee, something I think is one of the best shonens currently serializing as well. I'm missing 1 volume, but Hell's Paradise 1 through 5. Please, people, give this a shot. This is a kind of battle royale kind of setting, and it is such an amazing series. I think this has so much potential, and I know it just ended in Japan, but geez, this series, the paneling, the choreography, the characters, the world, the story, everything. Top notch. I think this is going to be known as a really good shonen, and once the anime comes out, that is confirmed, this will be way bigger, and we're going to be hearing Hell's Paradise's name a lot. Next up, Doubt 1 and 2. I like Doubt. I didn't think it was anything insane. I did like it. The art is pretty dang good, I will admit. I want to get Judge, but Judge is kind of hard to find, so I have to deal with only Doubt for a while, and I kind of want Secret as well. But that's also kind of hard to find. But this art style kind of reminds me of Obata sometimes, and I really do like that. But yeah, I'm not going to show off too many panels just in case I spoil. But yeah, I do definitely like this, and it is definitely a big boy volume. But now my phone is about to die, so I'm going to charge my phone and get back to recording this video. And I'm back. Next up, we have Dorohedoro Volumes 1 through 22, and I'm missing 23, but the next thing I'm reading with this specific person is this. So I'm going to be reading this very soon. I'll probably make a video on it when I do read it, and we probably will make a collab video on it, but I'm going to not say who that is so I don't spoil the surprise. But I finally got Doraro after the kind of 6 months of waiting, and actually probably almost a year now of waiting. So yeah, I cannot wait to read this. The spines look amazing, and I'm reading it very soon, so I'm very hyped. Next up, it's kind of like a little bit of a light novel corner, because most of the rest of this stuff on the rest of this height of the shelf is mostly light novels. But I've been killing slimes for 300 years until I max out my level. This is actually getting an anime soon. I think it's not bad. I don't think it's amazing, but I definitely do enjoy it. I read up to like light novel 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. I read it a while ago. I don't really remember much. So I read up to there, and I thought it was pretty good. Nothing special, but yeah. Next up, a modern day masterpiece, Orgairu. Orgairu is something very different than every other thing that's really out there. I even mentioned it in my light novels for manga readers, and it is such a great light novel that I definitely recommend it to you. Now, I have 1 through 10, I think this is, right? 10, yeah. I even have 7.5 and 6.5. So yeah, very much enjoy Orgairu and very much suggest it. Next up is the older Parasite Volume 6. This is going to probably be a little bit of a darker corner, just going to let that be known. I don't really have a light here, so it's kind of hard to see, but Parasite Volume 6, I've yet to read it. I watched the anime and really enjoyed it, so I'm trying to get all the rest of Parasite. Cannot wait to read it, because I really enjoyed the anime, so yeah. Next up, Buddha. It's an Osamu Tezuka work. Set with Message Adolf. I read like 1 volume, wait 6 months to read another one. Even though I really enjoy it, it's really good. But I just read it so slowly. I need to just take a week, decide, okay, I'm going to read it, then read all of Buddha. I need to do it soon, and I know, stop roasting me in the comments. It will happen. Next up, the huge, just disgusting manga that I wish I never owned, but it just looks nice. Dissolving Classroom, this thing. Oh my god, I don't want to talk about it. Next up, Don't Toy with Nagatoro 1 through 3. This is a very funny series, also getting an anime adaptation in spring. Cannot wait to see how they adapt it though, because Nanashi's art style is very unique, as he used to be a doujin artist, let's just say. So his facial expressions for Nagatoro are very funny and kind of, not NSFW, but kind of doujin-y, so yeah, I do definitely think it's funny. Definitely need to get the rest, but yeah, I can't wait to see how they adapt that. Next up, the first 2 Monogatari box sets. Now, I just recently got box set 2 of Monogatari, sorry, and I got box set 1 my last manga haul. I've been reading the first volume of Monogatari, and I've been really enjoying it. I even pre-ordered the 3rd box set once I started reading this, because I really enjoyed it from like the first chapter or so. Definitely love it so far. Cannot wait to read more, and I definitely have a lot of content to go through, so yeah, it's really amazing. Next up, Daily Lives of High School Boys. I'm waiting to get the rest to come out, then I'm going to just buy it all and binge it, because this is my favorite comedy anime out there. And yeah, I've read Volume 1. It definitely does portray it pretty well, even though, yes, it was a manga original. I think the anime was a pretty great adaptation, so yeah, I cannot wait for more. And then Blended Tracks 1 through 3. Now, I might say, this might sound wrong, but I think Blended Tracks is overrated. Yes, Shuzo Oshimi is my favorite mangaka, but I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 everyone really hypes it up to be. I've read up to date on scans. I'm going to be getting the volumes physically, since I still think it's really good. Everyone's telling me it's his best work. But I like both Happiness and another Shuzo Oshimi work that's going to be coming in the later half of this video more. So it's kind of annoying. Definitely do think it's a solid 8.5, but I think Happiness is like an 8.5.5 because it's better, but yeah. Next up, Fire Force. I also have the Aki Bento, I think this is. Yeah, Aki Bento exclusive volume 1, which is black and red and looks just better than the rest of the lines. I have 1 all the way through over here. 1 through 20. I need to get 21, yes I know, but Fire Force is really good from what I've read. I'm just waiting for it to finish. I'm on volume 15, I'm going to binge the rest. Probably going to actually binge it once it finishes, since I hear it's going to be near its end soon, so waiting for that to come to its end, and I'm going to just start binging it again. But I did really enjoy Fire Force from what I did read. Next up, another hot take. Raku the Rose King. I thought that the first volume was pretty okay at best. I'm not a huge like Game of Thrones fan. I'm not a huge like fan of this kind of story. So reading this, I just got like really overhyped for me. I think the art pretty good, nothing insane, but in this volume they just introduced so many characters without giving them a proper introduction that it kind of just got confusing. I didn't know really how I felt about it, so I think it's like good, not anything like insanely special or anything. And then volumes 1 through 4 of Interspecies Reviewers, very funny. I do think this is one of the funniest series out there. Definitely NSFW for the kids out there, so do not get this. It is plastic wrapped, so that's how you know, but definitely funny. I do really think it's super funny. I think which volume is the not bad one? Okay, I can probably show off this one. It's pretty funny. Definitely recommend it for like the more mature audience. Next up, Holic 1 through 4. I have yet to read this since I know this should not be my first Clamp work, so I'm waiting to read more Clamp, aka start reading Clamp to actually read Holic. But I hear a lot of good things from Holic, so yeah, cannot wait to read that. Same thing with World Trigger. I'm waiting on volume 4, and then I'm going to just binge through the first 10, because I read volume 1, and I watched some of the anime and really loved it, so I'm going to just wait for volume 4 to come in, and then just straight up binge through it, because it was really good for the anime from what I watched before it became filler. And now, for the Holy Grail, I have One Piece 1, sorry Goku, through 70, which is all 3 of the box sets. One Piece is something special. It is tied with my favorite manga with Berserk, and this series is so good. These, like, 13 volumes, 32 to 45, 13, 14 volumes. Some of my favorite volumes in all of manga, and it's not even an understatement. This arc is one of the best arcs in manga, period. This series by itself is such a masterpiece, and it really is just so well written. I cannot wait to read more, because I've stopped after Whole Cake and Once Wano started because I read by arc, but I cannot wait to read Wano, and I cannot wait for more One Piece because it's just an amazing series. So amazing, in fact, that I actually have the light novels Ace's Story, and I read the first one, and it's really fun. I definitely want to read more, and I'm definitely going to read volume 2 very soon, but I'm going to be doing a reread of One Piece soon, so I might read it after I reread it, so yeah. Next up, Danmachi manga, which is 1 through 10. It's currently up to date. I know volume 11, I think, just came out in Japan, but I don't know if I'm going to get it, purely because volume 11 is the start of season 2 of the anime, and I think season 4 is confirmed, so we're quite far behind in the manga. And then we have the Familia Chronicle episode of Leo 1 through 6. I was actually super surprised that Yen Press decided to print the manga for this, but it actually gives me hope that they're going to make a manga for episode of Freya and actually release that as well in a manga format. So yeah, I also really like the quality of these volumes because they're like a matte volume, and it feels really nice when holding. And I also have Sword Oratoria 1 through 11. I know that I think there's 14 volumes out right now. I've still yet to read Sword Oratoria because I want to binge it one day, but I really can't. So yeah, definitely want to read more of Sword Oratoria, but I've read all 10 of these and all Familia Chronicle and really loved it. So Danmachi, amazing still. And next up, another starting shonen that's really insane, JJK 1 through 8. Now I'm missing 0, and I know 9 is coming out soon, but I've read up to 7 because I said I'm going to stop reading this for a while and pick up the volumes as they come out and wait for the Shibuya arc to end and just binge it, because I know that's probably the best way to actually read the Shibuya arc, so I cannot wait. I think that this is really good. And volume 7, by far my favorite volume in the whole series. No cap in that. This is the best volume in the series. Fushiguro pops off, and I love it. And I think that this whole entire series is amazing as a whole. I think that you really can't say anything else other than JJK is just something else. It's just so good. Next up, Undead Messiah. You get more. I read volume 1. Very good in my opinion. I really liked volume 1, but I heard the ending is rushed since there's only 3 volumes, and that makes me really sad because it is a really good volume 1. Next up, Gintama 1 and 2. If you don't know, I'm a huge Gintama fan when it comes to the anime, so I saw these and I decided I have to pick it up. And yeah, I haven't read these yet because I got them recently, but I'm going to definitely read these soon. Sadly, they never finished the print for Gintama in English, but what can you do? Next up, Pokemon Adventures 1 and 2. I actually got both of these from thrift stores at very different times, so that's actually really hype. I've read Volume 1, I just recently got Volume 2. Volume 1 was really good. I really liked Volume 1 of Pokemon Adventures. I'm probably going to get the box at one point, so these are probably going to get sold. So yeah, I'm just going to say that, but I really did like it. Next up, something I just recently caught up on scans. I'm going to give all the box sets up. Attack on Titan box set 1, as you can see, it's the box set. And it was so good as I was reading it. As I was reading like the later chapters on scans, this is a masterpiece. As it was written, this is something else, man. This is one of the best series out there, and I cannot say anything else. Attack on Titan is Attack on Titan, and I think you guys know what I'm going to say about it. Next up, something you don't really see in many collections. 4 through 8, and 10 through 12, and 15 of the Jojo singles. I now have 9 of the 16 singles for Part 3. And man, oh man, do these covers look so heat. These covers and these spines look so nice together. And I cannot wait to finish this set, because this set will look so nice on this shelf. And yeah, I love JoJo's, as you can tell, because I'm going out of my way to get these rare volumes for it. But it's just such a good series, and these singles are just so clean. They are some of the nicest singles I've seen out there. And I'm so sad. This is my favorite cover, by the way. I'm so sad that Viz decided to put this out of print, because, man, oh man, I kind of like how these spines look a little bit more than those spines. So it kind of gets me mad, but what can you do? Next up, the best Hiro Mashima work, and the only good one, Eden Zero, because I've yet to read Rave Master, and I really like Eden Zero, so... You know, I've talked about Fairy Tail enough, so I'm not going to roast it anymore, but Eden Zero is really good, really fun. This you can actually turn your brain off and have fun with, unlike Fairy Tail, so that's a plus side, and yeah, I really do like it. The art's great. It's definitely better than the beginning of Fairy Tail, as he has way more experience, and yeah. Next up, Never Rise the Yokai Clan 1 through 8. Really enjoyed it, very good, but I need to get Volume 11 before I collect the rest, because I'm not collecting the rest if I don't have Volume 11, because that's going to be so annoying. Next up, I have Gyo 1 and 2, the singles, and these things look super nice. Sadly, I got these off eBay, and they didn't actually say this had like bite marks on it, but it's not that bad, and you can't really notice it from afar. But these look so nice, and it also was from a smoker house, which they also didn't say, so I kind of got gypped on that, but the smell of the smoke is actually off it already, so I'm glad to hear that. Next up, an amazing and such unique shonen, 1 through 18 of Promised Neverland. Now, Volume 19's cover, I think, was confirmed recently, and I cannot wait for Volume 19 to come out, but of course, I do have the Volume 10, and the Volume 10 misprint, so it's very, very annoying, because I just have to deal with this whenever I have it on my shelf. It's very annoying, and I very much hate it, but the series alone, amazing. There's the first 2 arcs, 10 out of 10. I've read up to Volume 15, because I want to wait for the rest to come out and binge it, because I think it's only going to be 20 volumes. So the after Goldie Pond is like an 8.5, but before Goldie Pond and during Goldie Pond, 10 out of 10. Nothing else I have to say. It's just so good. Next up, I actually got into an argument in the comments from my last manga collection video on this. Blue Exorcist, it's good. Don't cap. It's pretty damn good. Very fun. It has really good art, and it's just enjoyable. It's enjoyment subjective, so really do enjoy it. And I cannot wait to get 25 because it looks like it's a 2-in-1 and it's thicker than this big boy. So can't wait to get that. And I also have to kind of switch this one out because that's a bad misprint. But yeah, I think I also have the Volume 8, which has the Volume 11. Yeah, I have the Volume 8 with the Volume 11 colored page. Forgot I actually had that. But moving on, Sayuki 1 through 9. I really enjoyed this when I read it, but I can't really remember much from when I read it, so I'm gonna reread it soon. And I really do like how the singles look, but I hate how they changed the singles for Reload. So I'm gonna be hoping that they actually make the hardcovers for Reload and make them nicer, because I hate the spines for Reload are just so bad for me. So yeah, but that's all of Sayuki 1 through 9. Then I have Monster Hunter Flash Hunter 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, and 10. Very much need to get more of this, but it's very rare, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to complete this set. So I might sell this off in the future, but I do not know yet. But I'm hopefully going to get the rest of the set and read this, so yeah. Now we're going to be starting off my Ken Akamatsu stuff. So first off, we have A, I Love You 1 through 4, 7, and 8. Missing 5 and 6, but it's on the way right now. And I've yet to read this one because I literally just got it yesterday, and one of my homies just DM me. I found 5 and 6 if you want it, so I bought it off them. So yeah, I literally got this yesterday, so I did not read any of it, but yeah. Next up, another Akamatsu work. Love Hina. Amazing. Love Hina. It's one of the better wholesome harems, even though it's not always too wholesome. Just very good like harem, in my opinion. Definitely peak harem. Akamatsu, you're a legend. Love you. I also love how I got all matching spines. Really nice. I love that. And I also have 1 through 15 of Negima on the shelf, and I'm going to talk about Negima on the next shelf. So, like I said, I was going to continue with Negima on the next shelf. I have 16 through 28, and then 30 through 38. So I'm missing 29. I already have it ordered, but waiting on that too. But I do really like Negima. I've heard up to volume 27 because I want to read one volume and then get into 28. And 29 I meant. But yeah, I really do like Negima. It definitely is very weird at the start because it starts off as like a harem-y kind of series, and the main character is 9. But after that, once it gets to more battle-y showing kind of aspects, it becomes way better. I really do like the world of Negima, and to continue with that world of Negima, I have 1 through 20 of UQ holder, 21's on the way as well. And this is basically like a continuation of Negima, but you don't actually have to really read Negima. It's just in the same world, and one of the main characters is someone that was from Negima. But UQ holder, really good. I read the first 5 volumes. I want to finish Negima before I actually go into this. So I only read the first 5. I know I'm going to really like it. Plus, man, oh man, Ken Akamatsu's art, like, where's this cover? I think it's 3. Ken Akamatsu's art is a major upgrade from his last series, bro. He is just so much better. His pen, so much better. His art's gotten, like, progressively so good over time, and I really like it. And his character design is definitely very unique, and his art style is definitely very great. So, definitely love UQ holder. Moving on, Tonikawa, or Fly Me to the Moon, volumes 1 through 3. Missing volume 4. Really like this. This is one of my favorite shonen, not shonen, so just romance out there right now. And I really love it. The anime is really good. And it is definitely weird, a weirder kind of romance, but it definitely is just a fun romance at the same time, and I really do enjoy it. Now, I'm not going to talk about this much because I already talked about the light novel. I've been killing slimes for 300 years until I maxed out my level. I have only 1 2 in the manga. I didn't really read this much, but I've read the first volume. It's not a terrible adaptation, but yeah. Moving on to this shelf, doing my Legos, I have 1 through 25 of My Hero Academia. Now, if you don't know, I just released a Black Clover video, and I kind of bashed My Hero a bit. I do really like My Hero. It's just Black Clover's better in my opinion. Like, this cover is one of the best covers of all time, in my opinion. And Kohiro Koshi's art is amazing. Just his storytelling for Deku is kind of meh. I really don't like Deku as a character at all, but overall, My Hero is a pretty good series, and because of My Hero, we got a better series than My Hero Vigilantes, which is such a good series. If you like My Hero, please check out Vigilantes, because it is definitely going under a lot of people's radars, and it is very good. So yeah, definitely check out Vigilantes. And that's what I have 1 through 8 of Vigilantes. Next up, Battle Royale. I have 5 of the 15. I have volumes 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, and 15. Trying to get all the matching red top spines, but I'm on my kind of road to getting it, so I'm kind of taking my time, trying to find good deals, and I have 5 of the 15, and I'm really excited to get more. I've yet to read this because, of course, I don't have volume 1, or else I would have read it, but yeah. Next up, Toriko 1 and 2. I'm probably going to sell Toriko 1 and 2. I already read them. They're pretty meh. I don't really love Toriko too much, but I have it on my shelf because it looks nice, so I really like this. I got them all from a thrift store for pretty cheap, so I really like how that looks a lot, so even though I'm never really going to do that much, it just looks nice. Nisekoi. I want to get more Nisekoi, but I haven't yet. I really do enjoy it. I think it's a really good harem, very good kind of shonen jump harem, and I really do enjoy it, so definitely more in the future, but only have 1 through 3 of that. Next up, Plus Anime 1 through 10. This is a series that not many people really talk about, but I think it really deserves to be talked about just a little bit more because it is pretty decent as a fantasy that does have kind of like a shoujo-y art style. Now, most of my volumes aren't in amazing condition, but they're in decent enough condition, but the art style is kind of shoujo-y, but that's not bad. I think it's pretty good art style-wise, and I think it's just a decent series overall, so I definitely suggest that to any fantasy fans. And moving on, Rurouni Kenshin, volumes 1 through 28. Now, I know you guys might be saying, Jake, you're supporting someone who's a bad person. I got all of this for like $80, so don't worry, I'm not supporting him. And even if I bought them for retail, technically I'm not supporting him, I'm supporting Viz, but Yeah, I didn't buy these retail. I bought these secondhand just so I didn't support the mangaka, but I did really enjoy Rurouni Kenshin. I think it's definitely an 8. So I definitely won't bash the work he made. I will bash the mangaka, but not his work, because if it's a good work, it's a good work, and I like separating the work from the mangaka. So it's really hard with Kenshin, but it is a pretty good manga. Next up, I have 1 through 6 of One Punch Man with the Loot Crate exclusive and the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Both of them look super nice in my opinion. I have all 3 of the volume 1s, and I don't really know. I feel like all 3 of them are really nice looking, so very happy to have all 3 of the volume 1s. It did cost me a pretty penny. Nothing too insane though. Nothing like, oh, $50 in one volume. It's more like $17 for both the San Diego Comic-Con and the Loot Crate exclusive, so nothing too bad. But yeah, I'm really happy I have these 2 though, because One Punch Man is an amazing series with amazing art. And if you don't know, Yusuke Murata does the art, so like of course the art's amazing. Like everything he draws is straight fire. So gotta just give it to the man. Next up, we have High School Prodigies even have it hard even in sorry about that. High School Prodigies Have It Easy Even in Another World 1 through 4 of the manga. I want to read the light novel. I thought the manga was pretty good. Nothing insane. One thing I really liked is how in the beginning of each volume, they have like a map of where everyone is. I think this is a pretty cool kind of thing to have. And it's just a nice quality volume from Yen Press, so really do like it. I think it could be better, but I think the light novel probably is better. So I can't wait to get the light novels for those. Next up, Vow Love. Okay, I'm just gonna say pretty ecchi. Don't read it if you're under 18 or even like maybe like 16, 17. Pretty ecchi. So yeah, it's just like a high school DxD wannabe, but it's guilty pleasure, and I admit it. I'm not gonna talk too much about it because of that. Next up, Moriarty the Patriot Volume 1. I need Volume 2. I know a lot of these things I needed one more volume to catch up on, but I've been really busy reading stuff and just catching up on my backlog, so yeah, Moriarty, amazing series. Definitely suggest it to anyone who's looking for a grittier shonen title, because it is very good in my opinion. Like, Moriarty does something that not many other mangas do, and it's super interesting in that factor. Next up, I've been told to read Opar Center a lot, but it's very mixed from what I've heard. People either love it or they hate it, and since I don't really like Naruto too much, I don't think I'm gonna love it too much. But I got it anyway. I'm gonna see how I like it, and if I don't like it, I'm just gonna sell it off, because I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm gonna read it soon. I just have to catch up on my backlog still, so yeah. It's not my top priority. I think Dorohedoro is probably my next read, so yeah. Next up, Magi 1 through 37, complete. Magi is something weird, because I really love all of Magi. The last volume and a half, the last 2 volumes is pretty because I got rushed, but other than that, Magi overall, amazing series, amazing shonen, and one of the best political pieces of fictions out there in my opinion, so I definitely suggest Magi. And next up, Taboo Tattoo, Volume 1. Not many people talk about this. I think it's only 13 volumes and it's completed. I really did enjoy Volume 1. It kind of was kind of confusing, but I feel like it can definitely go on with a lot more cooler aspects, as it is political. It's really good art too. It's kind of hard to follow some fight scenes, but I felt like it was really decent. Basically, like, these people have tattoos, and the people that are like from the black market, basically, and these tattoos are like secret military weapons, and the main character gets one off someone who stole it from the black market, and he's kind of just going about his life with an overpowered tattoo, but it's not super overpowered because it has a chance of killing him, and he's trying to learn how to really control it. So it's really cool to see that, and it's like a whole political power thing where every country kind of wants some of the tattoos, etc., etc. So definitely think it's interesting, so I'm going to be getting more. Next up, Set for the End, Volumes 1 through 19. I need Volume 20, I know, but I don't think Set for the End is anything too special. I think that there are arcs that are really, really good. There are also arcs that are just drop dead, I don't want to read it, and I just want to drop the series. So I'll admit that, and I do definitely think it's decent, but the arcs that are good get overshadowed by arcs that are just garbage, and it's so sad. Next up, I have Slam Dunks 1, 2, and 17. I know, I'm trying to like piece this set together. It's 31 volumes, I only have 3, but I do definitely want to read more. I've read the first 2 volumes now. Definitely really good from what I've read so far, and I cannot wait to read more because I really am enjoying it a lot, so can't wait for more. Next up, We Never Learn 1 through 8. The reason I only have 1 through 8 is because volumes like 9 plus are just out of stock in some places, and I can never find volume 9, so I'm kind of annoyed. But not a bad harem, very wholesome, definitely not terrible, but it's not for everyone in my opinion, so I'm not going to suggest this harem to everyone. Next up, amazing series, Spy Family, volumes 1 through 3. Missing volume 4, sadly, but amazing series. Definitely love it. A lot, too. It's one of the more unique kind of Shonen Jump titles out right now, and it's just super good. And the art is also amazing. I really like the art for the series. And their paneling and choreography, it's just super great. The character design is definitely one of my favorite things, and basically the comedy from facial expressions is amazing, too. And Anna, whatever, however you say it, really great character. Now, one of the best things in Shonen Jump's magazine right now, well, was in Shonen Jump's magazine, but will be coming back, Chainsaw Man. I have 1 through 3. This is currently up to date, because Volume 4 isn't out yet as of recording. And I love it. Chainsaw Man is amazing. I made a greatness of this series, and it really deserves it, because Chainsaw Man is so amazing. Definitely highly suggest Chainsaw Man if you were to go into any shonen, but of course, it does have stocking issues right now, so yeah. Next up, we have Bleach 1 through 33, and the rest is on the next shelf. I also have an Ichigo and Android that comes with this con, but yeah, I'm going to continue on with the next shelf. Then we have Bleach volumes 34 all the way to 74, which is complete, and I love Bleach. I really do think it's amazing, and I know a lot of people think, well, once the colors turn red, it becomes bad, but I really do like it still. I think all Bleach is really good. It just continues to get better now. I think that the Aranka arc is as good as the Soul Society arc, but Fullbringer and Aizen arc are pretty eh, and this is pretty eh. But not eh, like a bad way. I think it's still very good, just compared to Soul Society and Aranka. It just isn't as good, but it's still good in my opinion, so yeah. Also, I know the ending's rushed, but I don't really mind it. Next up after that, we have Death Note volumes 1 through 12. This is complete as well. Also volume 13. I don't know where I put my box set. Oh, it's right here. I have all my box set volumes out of the box set since I have a lot of more room, so that's why I have Death Note and Bleach and One Piece out of their box sets. But I think Death Note's pretty good. I think I like it a bit, but nothing too insane. I just like it, so yeah. Next up, Siren 1 through 5. I need more Siren. I really enjoy it. Siren was a really fun read for me. I really did enjoy it a lot compared to other shonens, and compared to a lot of other people, I enjoyed it way more than probably them too, but I need more. I definitely need more, and there's only 16 volumes, so I'm only missing 11, so it's not that bad. Next up, Black Torch. What do I say about Black Torch? It's good. Nothing special. The antagonist is really good, but that's really it. It's nothing insane. For 5 volumes, it's a pretty decent shonen, and I mean, it's pretty fun for 5 volumes, so I mean, I would suggest it. Next up, volume 1 of Kekkaishi. Now, I need to get more of Kekkaishi. I only have volume 1, and I'm yet to read it, actually, but I want to start reading it soon after I finish up either Moyo and Roji, or maybe even Komodo Jihen if I get caught up. I'll probably pick up Kekkaishi volume 1, see how I like it, and if I like it a lot, I'll pick up more. But volume 14 is definitely scary, so... Next up, we have A Silent Voice, volumes 1 through 7. If you didn't hear me from before, for about To Your Eternity, this is such an amazing series. A Silent Voice is so fun, even though it's super sad, and kind of just a great coming-of-age story, and I think that's what makes it so great, and I think A Silent Voice is just amazing, so I don't think there's really many flaws. I think the anime movie was kind of flawed compared to the manga, but I still think it's a very good movie, so yeah. Next up, we have Twin Star volumes 1 through 20 on this shelf, and if you don't know, Twin Star is one of my favorite shonens out there. Definitely underrated as hell. I think Twin Star is so good, and not many people really talk about it too much, but I think it deserves a lot more credit than it deserves, because post-time skip Twin Star is some amazing battle shonen, and I think it's just really good, so I definitely suggest Twin Star Exorcist to anyone that is looking for like an Exorcist, or even just a battle shonen in general, because once, I think it's this arc, yeah, this arc starts, it just blows everything out of the water for me. And I'll even show you guys some of the art for this. So I think the art's really good. Character design is really nice. I think it's definitely amazing. So definitely check out Twin Star if you haven't. Next up, we have another amazing series, Yu Yu Hakusho, volumes 1 through 19. This is the first series I actually ever picked up, and I got it for a steal at like $110 bucks for like all 19 volumes for my birthday, and I don't regret a single thing because Yu Yu is so fun, and I'm glad that this is the thing that got me into manga, like collecting physically, and it's just so great. It's amazing. I don't really have much else to say. Yu Yu Hakusho is just a cult classic at this point for manga, and I mean Togashi is just amazing when it comes to storytelling, so not much else to say. But remember when Togashi used to have art like this? Yeah, me too. Even though I was not born yet when this was coming out, but next up, we have Moyo and Roji Volumes 1 through 18. I know you might be saying, where's Volume 5? It's over there. I'm reading it currently, so it's not here yet. Well, it is here, but it's not in the shelf yet because I'm reading it. But it's really fun. I actually really like Moyo and Roji. I don't know if I would suggest to everyone, because like I said, it's not really like a masterpiece. I think I said that in the video, but it's definitely just a very fun series. And I think that it's definitely worth checking out if you're a huge shonen fan, because it is pretty good. I do really enjoy it. It's just super fun. So that's all I have to really say about that. Next up, we have Black Clover Lucre Exclusive Volume 1 and just regular Volume 1. And then I have Volumes 1 through 23. Now 15 isn't on the shelf because I just reread it. So it's not on the shelf right now, but I really love Black Clover. I just made a video on it like literally it's coming out 2 days like before this video comes out. I just recorded it today. Wow, I can't speak. But I love Black Clover a lot. It's amazing to me. I think that I don't have to really say much about it because it's getting the hype it deserves right now, if not nearly. The art, the story, the characters, all amazing. The characters especially, because characters really make this series what it is, and I really can't wait for more people to check out Black Clover, and I hope more people do. And next up, we have 1 through 21 of Assassination Classroom. This is also one of my first things I picked up before I found out box sets existed, and I was really depressed because I could have got the box set like when it was coming out, but I didn't. So I have the regular volumes without the box sets, and I am pretty happy I still got them. I mean, Assassination Classroom definitely starts off pretty decently slow, but it's so good. It's so fun, and Koro Sensei is one of the best teachers I've ever seen. So, as a manga mentor, he is definitely amazing, and I definitely suggest a lot of people Assassination Classroom. Now one that no one ever talks about other than me, so here we go. It's Sorabito 1 through 23 complete. Now, Volume 6 is very hard to find, so I see why not many people talk about it. But this series as a whole, complete gas. Literally just complete gas. I don't think there's a singular volume I didn't like in this whole series. And the first 5 had like a completely different plot from the rest. So I think it's very good. I think the switch at Volume 5 to 6 was a really good switch on the goals of everyone. I really did enjoy it. Sorabito, very fun shonen and very great written. Just no one ever talks about it, and I don't know why. It definitely should have been way more popular. Next up, Skeleton Knight in Another World of Novels 1 and 2 and Manga Volumes 1 through 4. It's pretty good. Nothing else I have to really say about it. It's like decent, nothing too special. It's basically like if Ainz from Overlord was not Ainz and he was named Ark and not as bad and just wanted to hide from people. That's basically it. That's literally what this is. It's not bad, but nothing special. Then I Shall Survive Using Potions. I've heard from you guys that it's not too great, but it's not bad at the same time, so I'll probably check it out, because I mean I had Volume 1, I just haven't read it still, so yeah. Next up, something I've just been currently collecting, and now only missing 3 volumes. Kursai Course Delivery Service Volumes 3, 4, 6 through 14. I'm only missing 1, 2, and 5, so I'm missing only 3 volumes out of this whole single set inside of English, because we only have the first 14 volumes, not all. I think it's 27 or 28 volumes in English. So I want more. Volume 6 is kind of messed up, as you can see. Nothing terrible, though. But I've gotten these for, like, really good prices from people, so I'm really proud of how much I got. And, yeah, I cannot wait to get more and to start reading this, because I don't have 1 and 2, so I can't really start reading it. But, yeah, I cannot wait to get more, and it just looks so nice. Like, on the shelf, this is probably one of the cleanest things you can see. So, yeah. Next up, I literally get a bunch of hate for saying this. Gigant, I think it's mid. It's nothing really too special. It's definitely weird, but it's not like a good weird in my opinion. It's kind of meh. It's like, okay, it's good, but nothing insane. So yeah. I'm a Hero. I want to read it soon. I just picked this up recently too, so I haven't really had time to read it, but yeah. Next up, The God, the Myth, the Legend, Berserk, 1 through 40. amazing. That's all I really have to say. This is a modern day masterpiece, even though this came out in like the 80s. It started and still serializing because Kentaro Miura can't get off hiatus, but it's okay. I love Berserk anyway, and I cannot wait for more Berserk volumes, even though we're probably gonna get one like the next 6 years. But yeah, I cannot wait for more Berserk. And then Juana and the Dragon Age 7 Kingdoms Volume 1. I hear this is decent. I like the whole series. I've read Volume 1. I did like it. It's kind of sad that it only got 3 volumes, but yeah. I heard it got really rushed, so it's sad to hear. Next up, Gal Gohan 1 through 4. Pretty decent, nothing too special, but I do enjoy it. It's just kind of like a fan servicey kind of series, so nothing insane. But yeah, moving on to the next shelf and the last one. Next up is the Sorcerer King of Destruction and the Golem of the Barbarian Queen. Yet to read this. School's been really busy since I picked this up, so I haven't really had time to read many light novels. But I'm going to read this soon, probably, because it looks really interesting, and I heard it's not bad, so can't wait to read this when school kind of like dies down inside of work, so maybe in a couple weeks, maybe even a spring break or something. But next up, Mob Psycho 100 Reagan volume. I think that this was really funny. I do love Reagan, and I do like the look of this volume a lot. I do really like this volume. It's very wordy, I will say that. Quite wordy, but I mean, it's not terrible. I got through it, and it was just really funny. Very good. Definitely would suggest it for people who are Mob Psycho fans and don't get like bothered by the art of Mob Psycho. Next up, The Legend of Doraro and Hiakumaru. Now, I read Volume 1. I don't know if I'm gonna get more, because compared to the anime, this is not nearly as good. I think it's good, but not nearly as good as the anime. But what can you do? I mean, it's still really good art, and it's not terrible. It's just, the anime was so good. It's one of my favorite animes. So comparing this manga that's like to a very good anime is kind of weird. But yeah. Next up, Infinite Dundergram Volumes 1 through 7. Really like this. It's like an isekai, but at the same time not fully, and I think it's a really good light novel. I explained it really good in my light novels for manga readers video. Definitely would suggest watching that if you're trying to get into light novels and you're a manga reader, because I did give some really good suggestions and good reasons why you should probably pick them up, and yeah, so I definitely would suggest watching that if you want to hear anything about that. Next up, we have Flowers of Evil 1 through 9, and then Volume 11, because I don't have Volume 10 of the singles, but I have most of these singles, other than the really hard one. But yeah, I love Flowers of Evil. This is the other Shuzo Oshimi work I think is better than Blood in the Tracks. Now, the art I think is actually better, which might be a controversial take. Overall, I think the art for Flowers of Evil is just better. Now, Happiness has his best art, in my opinion. Nothing really tops Happiness when it comes to artwork for Shuzo Oshimi, but this story is just the best, in my opinion. It's a human drama horror kind of series, so it'll get you very uncomfortable, but I think it's really good. Next up, High Rise Invasion, the first 2-in-1. Need more. I really got annoyed from the protagonist. She's just really annoying. It was really fun otherwise. I think it's very fun just as a story, even though it's like a dark synopsis. I think it's a pretty fun series. Definitely would suggest it. I suggest staying away from the anime because the pacing is horrid, and they're trying to go through like 12 volumes inside of 12 episodes, so they skip out a lot. But yeah. Next up, we have the Ajin I think it's Sentai Filmworks? Yeah, Sentai Filmworks box set. This comes with the limited edition Volume 1 for this, and this looks sick. The only cover that doesn't have an IBM on the front, and then we have all of the volumes of Ajin 1 through 16 up to date. I'm waiting for 17, which comes out in September, but man, oh man. Ajin is such an incredible series. Cannot wait to reread this when Volume 17 comes out, because I'm not going to read 16. I'm going to wait for 17 to just reread through everything, because how good this series really is, man. It really is just a piece of art. So good. It definitely suggests it. Now, I know Kei Nagai can be a pretty annoying protagonist, but Sato by himself just makes up for it. It's just an amazing series, so yeah. Now I have How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift by 1 through 3. This is made by the guy who did Kengan Ashura, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not bad. I think it's pretty funny. It does what it really has to do, and that's just try to be funny. So it's not anything special, but not anything like too bad. So I think it's pretty good. Next up, amazing manga, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. The movie's probably better than the manga, and I haven't read the novel, but series alone, just really, really great series. Definitely highly suggest it. Definitely up there with like a Silent Voice in terms of what it's kind of like. So yeah, if you like Silent Voice, you'll probably like I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Next up, Tomodachi Monsters. I've read volumes 1 and 2 now. Wow, I can't get 3. 1 and 2 now. and not the third one yet. I need to read it. I just have been reading other things with other people, so I haven't had time, but it's going to be the first thing I read once I come off that. I have a lot to read on my TBR, as you can see, but I really enjoy it. I think that Volume 3 is probably going to rush an ending, but I don't think that's terribly bad, so we'll see how it goes. Then we have Volumes 1 through 6 of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. The light novels, I have yet to read anything past like the anime and the light novels, and to be honest, it's nothing special. It's not really that great. I think it's good, but nothing insane, so what can you say? Then the best light novels I've read, Classroom of the Elite 1 through 6, and I finally got Volume 4. Thank you, East, for helping me with that. But I cannot wait to continue. I have yet to read Volume 4 on, but cannot wait. My friend, Shrek, he's been reading it a lot and telling me it just gets better and better, so cannot wait. Next, the Brave Tuber, two volume series, and really fun series. Definitely pick it up if you're trying to get something really fast to read and really funny, because it really does that well. And I feel like you're into like making YouTube videos and stuff. It's very funny because it's about like basically YouTube in a fantasy world, as you can tell from basically the cover. But it really just hooked me because of the cover, and it's just really funny. I really like the characters, and the storyline's hilarious. So definitely suggest this. God, how did I put this on without? Okay. And the final series on here, How to Train Your Devil. This is the final series I have on here, and it's about another great comedy. As you can tell, I'm rereading it, but definitely think it's great. Definitely want to reread it because I read it like pretty slowly because I read it when volumes were releasing after Volume 2, so 3 and 4 took a little bit to release, but cannot wait to read it again. And yeah, I think it's definitely one of the funnier things I've read, so yeah. That's it for the collection video. Now, let's get to the outro. And that should be it for the collection video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Since my collection is pretty big, I will admit, it did take a while to record this. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope to see you guys next time, and peace!